Welcome back to our backcountry tips. My name is Guy Willett, I'm with Dream Guides. This week we're going to look at a bit more advanced techniques while we're touring, in particular the kick turn, which will make life easier when we're skinning up steeper hills. So when we're trying to perform a kick turn, what we're really trying to do is zigzag up a slope in such fashion that the angle of the climb is quite shallow, which will make it a lot easier for our skins to stick, and it makes it less physical. But it's entirely feasible to skin up slopes as steep as sort of 40–45 degrees if the snow conditions allow and if your technique allows. So they do definitely help you get to places. First thing we do is, as we get to the end of the track, we want to make sure we go right to the end of the first zig and maybe even just quarter or half step further than you think, and this will put you in the right position. You also want to make sure that your bottom ski is completely across the fall line, so perpendicular to it, so it won't naturally slide forward or backwards. This is a nice good solid platform to start your kick turn from. Once you're in that position, maybe a quick stamp to make sure, then the sort of windscreen wiper the ski round, so it's now pointing in completely the opposite direction to your downhill ski. And again, you don't want that uphill ski to be pointing up the hill or pointing downhill as much as you can. You want it completely across the fall line so it won't slide backwards and forwards, and you don't want it too far up the hill from your downhill ski, and likewise you don't want your feet to be very far apart left to right as well as up and down, and that way it makes it much easier to transfer your weight from your downhill ski to your uphill ski. Once we've done that, we then transfer our weight to the uphill ski, and we then need to get our downhill ski to come round and point in the same directions to finish off the turn. So as a quick tip to help keep us comfortable and efficient while we're ski touring is just a little how-to with your poles. We normally skin without the wrist straps on, partly for a comfort thing and also partly for a safety thing. We don't want stuff to be strapped to us if it's not necessary from an avalanche safety perspective, but mostly for comfort. If we're nice and on the flat, then we can just skin normally, holding our poles normally. If we're traversing a steeper slope, then it is often, it's uncomfortable to have a hand much higher in the air than the other. And although from a racing perspective you get more power that way, it's not really a comfortable way of doing it from an all-day point of view. So as the slope gets steeper, I'll keep my hands relatively level just by holding my pole further down the metal shaft. And that just keeps things a little bit more efficient and more comfortable on your shoulder. That's a good little tip for when you're touring for more than an hour or two. Okay, so today we've covered a couple more techniques that help us skin up steeper slopes, in particular the kick turn, and a quick tip about using our ski poles when we're touring. And I think it's important that we remember that throughout this series we're trying to emphasise not only safe practices but also practices that make us nice and efficient when we're out ski touring, to preserve our energy and our comfort levels throughout the day.